While Ripple looks strong in its case against the SEC did manage to score a minor win. What happened? And what is Ripple's newest plan to battle the SEC? Stay tuned till the end of the video to find out. But first, we are giving away 25 XRP coins at the end of the month to one random subscriber to start on their XRP journey. All you need to do is to like the video, subscribe and comment your thoughts on XRP in the comment section. Welcome back XRP Army. This year, the SEC action against Ripple Lab has centered on a 2018 William Hinman lecture, as well as all of the papers connected to the speech, which were released last year. The Securities and Exchange Commission has filed a slew of requests to protect the 2018 Hinman speech papers on the grounds of attorney-client privilege. William Hinman, former director of the Division of Corporation Finance at the Securities and Exchange Commission, stated in a well-known lecture that Bitcoin and Ethereum are not securities. The Securities and Exchange Commission is attempting to protect records and emails relevant to internal deliberations and Hinman's famous statement. The SEC motion to file a reply brief on the Hinman documents is granted by the judge. The Securities and Exchange Commission secured a minor success in its action against Ripple Lab on Wednesday. Defender James Phelan shared the latest court decision on Twitter, informing followers of the development. Phelan posted a tweet saying, in a text-only order, Magistrate Judge Ned Byrne has granted the SEC request to file a reply brief in connection with attorney-client privilege claims regarding the Hinman speech documents. The SEC is due to reply on May 18, 2022. The Ripple Lab defense team may consider this a setback, but a resolution should allow the case to proceed more quickly, but counter-motions are anticipated from either side depending on the next court decision. By the way, did you know about this success from the SEC? Let us know in the comment section down below. In spite of considerable objections from Ripple Lab lawyer Solomon, the SEC was successful in getting its way into the courtroom. On Tuesday, Ripple attorney Matthew Solomon filed a filing in opposition to defendants' August 10, 2021 motion to compel, which was at least the sixth the SEC motion to be opposed. Solomon had expressed the following in opposition. Since the defendants filed this motion to compel nearly 9 months ago, the court has twice overruled the SEC improper deliberative process privilege objections. The SEC continues to withhold all documents related to a former the SEC official's June 14, 2018 speech. However, there is some positive news for Ripple. Matthew C. Solomon has filed a fresh filing on behalf of Ripple and its defendants, which may be seen here. As part of the current filing, Ripple calls out the Securities and Exchange Commission's delay tactics while also resisting the latter's request to file supplementary briefs on privilege grounds. With the current developments in the SEC versus XRP court battle, there is renewed interest in the case. Ripple stated the following in a note. The SEC requests leave to file what they term a reply, but this would be at least the SEC's sixth filing in opposition to defendants. At this point, the SEC has had more than ample opportunity to assert and support its various privilege assertions. Discovery closed months ago and the parties are on the eve of filing motions for summary judgment. Further delay is prejudicial to defendants. The SEC now claims that the last year of briefings, oral argument, the court's decisions, and their motion for reconsideration, were all an academic exercise because it turns out that the documents, every single one of them, are privileged attorney-client communications. Do you agree that this could be a huge success? If yes, then make sure to like this video. In a letter to James K. Phelan, the Ripple defendants asked for an extension until May 13, according to Phelan. Due to the SEC continued accusations regarding the former the SEC officials' emails, this extension has been granted. In the midst of SEC concerns, Ripple released a report on the company's performance during the first quarter of 2022. Despite the continuing the SEC struggle, as well as macroeconomic and geopolitical hurdles, the research predicted that XRP would continue to grow strongly. In this quarter, ODL, on-demand liquidity, had record growth of 8 times over the same period last year, setting a new quarterly high. As part of this achievement, RippleNet reached a new milestone, surpassing the $15 billion annually payment volume run rate with customers ODL for a variety of use cases. Another trend that was detected this quarter was an increase in operability, which was noted previously. Cross-bridge connections with multi-chain and all-bridge were made possible by the XRP ledger, allowing XRP holders to transfer their assets across 12 different blockchains. And, despite the fact that the case has been delayed recently, Ripple's CEO Brad Garlinghouse is optimistic that the case will be resolved soon. He recently announced that the nearly 2-year litigation against the Securities and Exchange Commission of the United States is nearing its conclusion and could be settled by the end of the calendar year. According to the CEO of Ripple, in an interview with Fox Business correspondent Charlie Gasparino, the company's ongoing legal battle with the Securities and Exchange Commission is going quite well. He went on to say that his company's case will set a significant precedent in the cryptocurrency industry. This case has gone very smoothly. Most of the battles have revolved on discovery. However, it is evident that the judge recognizes that this is a significant case and that it will set a precedent in the future. We're coming closer to the time when summary judgment petitions will be filed. All of the evidence will be in front of a judge before the end of November, he stated. When asked if he expects the case will be resolved this year, Garlinghouse responded, "That's an optimistic view, but it's not impossible." Garlinghouse is a former federal prosecutor. Comment, XRP Army, if you believe Ripple will win soon. Judge Annalise Torres had previously changed the timeline for summary judgment briefing earlier in April. The motions for summary judgment filed by both parties must be fully briefed by November 15 in order to be considered on the basis of the new one. Following that, the judge would analyze the case and deliver his or her decision. According to Garlinghouse, the length of time it takes the judge to consider Ripple's legal struggle with the SEC will determine the outcome of the case's conclusion. Meanwhile, Joseph Hall, an attorney who formerly worked at the SEC, stated in February that Ripple looks to have the upper hand in the dispute. There was no compelling cause for the SEC to launch a lawsuit in the first place, and there is a fairly good chance that they will lose on all the merits, according to Hall. And as for the price of XRP, it is currently up 2.02% to $0.6103 at the time of writing. The early increase helped to partially reverse a 7.36% slide that occurred on Thursday. Market concerns about inflation and Federal Reserve monetary policy weighed on XRP as well as the broader stock market. It will be necessary for XRP to go through the pivot point of $0.6120 in order to reach the first major resistance level at $0.6432. If XRP is to rebound to 64 cents, it will require more widespread support from the crypto market. The second major resistance level at $0.6881, as well as resistance at 70 cents, should be tested if XRP continues its climb for an extended period. The third major resistance level, which is currently around $0.7642, can be found here. It would be necessary to pass through this pivot in order to avoid reaching the first major support level at $0.5671. Unless there is a significant sell-off throughout the day, XRP should avoid falling below 56 cents. The second major support level is currently located at $0.5360 per share. What do you think about the case was a mistake from the SEC? What will happen next? Let us know in the comment section. If you want to continue to know about XRP, we have got 2 videos waiting for you on the end screen to check out. Make sure to subscribe and give us a thumbs up. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video. Kindly note that prices of cryptocurrencies frequently change, so by the time you watch this video, it might have changed to a whole new value. The information provided in this video does not constitute investment advice, financial advice, trading advice, or any other sort of advice, and you should not treat any of the content as such. The content in this video is for educational purposes only and hence should not be considered financial advice. Do conduct your due diligence and consult your financial advisor before making any investment decisions.